you know what happens? And I'm not being funny or none of this shit because,
Yeah,
you know,
it's really not funny.
Because you know what it is? They'll sit there and say that we insensitive because we grew up in another era and all that other shit. Niggas gotta stop playing with this mental health shit.
Yeah.
For real. When niggas get in trouble and niggas ain't doing shit right, niggas just running to that.
Hello everybody and welcome back to Around the Association. Now, hip-hop icons Camron and Mace actually has a podcast where they're talking about different issues, usually centered around sports. And there's been no bigger topic really the last couple of weeks than Ja Morant. Ja Morant has had a few incidents that have come out from allegedly attacking a team to pulling up on the mall security or the employees at a finish line with his mom, to pulling up at his sister's game with an entourage, to shining. Like it's been a lot. But what really kicked out this whole situation was him dancing in a strip club in Denver with a gun. After that happened, it's like the NBA Memphis Grizzlies said, enough's enough. This is bad pub. He's had, all kinds of deals pushed back, if not completely pulled off the table. They have pulled back. And Ja has recently, as this week, checked himself into a drug and alcohol program in Florida to kind of deal with some of the issues he's been dealing with. Listen to what Camron and Mace had to say about the ongoing Ja Morant saga. I'm gonna play a clip and then I'll be right back.
Ja Morant can't stay out of trouble. He was caught flashing a gun on IG Live, and now he is out for 2 games. He sent out a message stating that he will go through a healing process, but now he is being investigated by Colorado police after multiple incidents.
What is he healing from?
That was going to be my first question. I wanted to let her finish saying what she had to say. That was my first. The fuck is a healing process? See, you know what happens? You know what happens on some G? You know what happens? And I'm not being funny or none of this shit because
it's really not funny.
Because you know what it is? They'll sit there and say that we insensitive because we grew up in another era and all that other shit. Niggas gotta stop playing with this mental health shit.
Yeah.
For real. When niggas get in trouble and niggas ain't doing shit right, it's just running to that.
But I think he just got goals. I think he's trying to make it out the league and make it to the hood.
Sound about right.
I mean, we see where Camron and Mace actually see the scenario. Mace ended it with, I think he has goals. He's trying to make it out of the league into the hood, which he's saying he's doing life in reverse, which a lot of other people have spoke on. Shannon Sharp and others have stated, hey, you don't turn gangster once you have money to have hangers on that don't have anything else going on but be around you and be gangster for you. You know what I'm saying? That's what it sounds like Mace is referring to. Now, Camron took it a step further and went on and diagnosed Ja. You know what I'm saying? He diagnosed Ja with a very, very serious diagnosis. And this is what Camron had to say.
And what I call it the Gary Coleman syndrome. Seriously.
What is Gary Coleman? Gary Coleman never played sports.
Nah, he never played sports, but I call it the Gary Coleman syndrome. You went through the Gary Coleman syndrome?
No, I went through the Gary Coleman.
Yes.
Then you went through the Gary Coleman.
The Gary Coleman
what was
syndrome.
My Gary Coleman
All
moment?
of us went, not all of us. I'm saying,
all of us.
What happened is with the Gary Coleman, you may still have the Gary Coleman syndrome. For real, but we older and now we know how to do it. No, with the
That's crazy.
I'm trying to tell you what the Gary
Tell me what the Gary Coleman syndrome is.
The Gary Coleman syndrome is when you get money at a young age and you got more money than the niggas around you. So when the niggas older than you may got some knowledge, You don't want to hear that. You only listen to the niggas who be like, word, you doing the right thing.
Right.
Gary Coleman is crazy.
Gary was 8 years old when I played. That's the nigga. Gary Coleman syndrome is when you the youngest nigga with the most money.
That's a lot of people in entertainment.
So Camron, the Gary Coleman syndrome, crazy. But he continued on in regards to his thoughts with Ja Morant and kind of what needs to happen moving forward. Take a listen.
I'm saying this though, realistically, all jokes aside, is that Ja Morant has more money than everybody in his circle, and a lot of niggas is probably yes men in them. Instead of telling them, and then the ones who probably may be telling them the right thing may be like, don't get the fuck out of here, you spoiling the fun.
Yeah.
Because I really love him as a player, but I just don't understand. I seen this story on how he got to the NBA. Nobody drafted him. You know, he had that one scholarship offer to D1.
The one guy came in the gym, saw him playing, and said, we're going to give you a scholarship.
Right. I never seen all this gangster shit. Not saying I don't want to say he ain't.
Yeah.
I seen his E60 on ESPN story, and this was all backyard shit with your father. You grew up with your parents and everything else. There was no gangster shit on the way. I'm not saying that you wasn't, because maybe I missed something. But you don't get a $230 million deal to start throwing up gang signs and brandish guns in the club.
I'm not gonna lie. Camron, that Gary Coleman syndrome, yo, that is hilarious. I understand what he was trying to say, but there's been actually a number of athletes that has gotten in trouble. I think a better example, especially with it being a gun involved, that really kind of had his whole situation seemingly, or at least it was the crescendo of things that happened that made it to where, you know what, something needs to happen, he's gonna get suspended. I think the Gilbert Arenas rule would have made more sense, because Gilbert Arenas was a baller, straight bona fide hooper, all-star, put 60 on prime Kobe head in LA. He was a hooper, brought that gun to practice, and his career nosedived drastically after that point. Traded several times, and then eventually nobody wanted to, he was no longer worth the headache. And that's where, on a serious note, that's where Ja Morant don't want to get, because he's still young, still talented, 23 years old, so he's worth the headache. But you want to start straightening up and have a good, when they do your 30 for 30 and this whole situation comes up, because they love a good comeback story. That's what draws eyes. And I hope that Ja actually takes this time to really reevaluate his life, and not only his life, but who's in his life and what influence they have over him. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, man. Be sure to like and subscribe. I'm gonna holler at you next time. Peace.